You're watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hello, I'm Juan Fernandez, and here's a look at your top stories. A Fontana man has been charged in the death of a 14-year-old girl in Newport Beach. Joseph Alcazar faces a second-degree murder charge. The 30-year-old is accused of driving drunk when he hit Rosenda Smiley Saturday night at Balboa Boulevard and Palm Street. She died at the scene. Alcazar has a prior conviction of driving under the influence. Our Michelle Gili is working on this developing investigation and will have a full report coming up at 4. Metro has launched a new pilot program after a string of violence on the buses and trains. North Hollywood riders will have to use their tap card to exit and prove they paid their fare. Metro also plans to add more officers that will monitor the turnstiles. Those who don't tap their cards when they start their trips could be warned, cited, or even removed. Well, it's still quiet on the set for many entertainment workers who are still struggling from the double strike fallout. Amanda Starantino is looking into the latest production woes.
We are looking at shocking new numbers that show a huge decrease in television and film production in just the Los Angeles area. We're looking at on-location filming in the first quarter down almost 9%. And over the past 5 years, production in general has gone down by almost a third. That is a lot that impacts families because these businesses are impacted here. So coming up on KCAL News, we're going to be talking to Film LA. They're a nonprofit that manages all of television and film production in the area. They really know what these numbers look like and actually know kind of why this is happening in this area. Some of it has to do with tax incentives, things just being more expensive, and people are just finding it's easier to shoot in other places because they can spend less money there. Plus, we're talking to Dangling Carrot Creative. They're here in Santa Clarita. They're a 3D printing company. They're directly impacted by production being down because they create a lot of things for film sets and television productions in our area. We also just left Santa Clarita Studios that has 35 sound stages. He says 20 of them are not being used. This is the worst he's seen it after being in the industry for 45 years. So a lot in this story. It's all going to be coming up on KCAL News.
All right, we'll see more of Amanda coming up at 4. Turning now to your weather and a live look at Long Beach. Looking really nice out there along the coast. Let's turn it over to KCAL meteorologist Alex Biston for a look at your next weather forecast. Finally, a lot of sunshine out there.
A lot of sunshine. It is nice to see one as we look live over Santa Monica. We can see lots of people out on the pier enjoying this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Sunset is almost at 8 o'clock tonight. Temperatures currently in the mid-60s. So I want to give you kind of a tour here of our temperatures and what we're feeling, because it really depends on where you are, of course. If you're at the coastline, you're feeling temperatures in the 60s from Malibu to LAX. Fullerton in the low 70s. Meanwhile, it is warm in areas like Palmdale and Victorville. Temperatures rising into the low 90s and 1 degree shy of hitting the century mark in Palm Springs at 99 degrees. So the clouds will come back right along the coastline as we head late tonight and into early tomorrow morning, but we will see a quicker clearing. So that is the key as we head into the afternoon hours, the mid-morning hours, is the low clouds will scour out and we will see the sunshine. Now, as far as our winds are concerned, we do have stronger winds over the next few hours in areas like Lancaster. So from 5 to around 7, 8, 9 o'clock this evening, high desert communities, we're looking at winds anywhere from about 25 to 30 miles per hour. Temperatures heading into tomorrow, 70s downtown, 80s and even 90s inland. So it will be warm in Riverside tomorrow at 88 degrees, close to 90 in San Bernardino. 105 in Palm Springs, and of course mid-90s in our high desert communities. Want to break down the next 7 days for you. We've got sunshine again tomorrow, clouds in the morning, but the clouds will scour out quite early. We've got temperatures in the 70s across Los Angeles and Orange County as we head through the weekend too. Valleys, low 80s heading into your Thursday, and guess what? Low 80s stick around. So we've got very minor day-to-day fluctuations in our temperatures moving forward. Inland Empire, we're going to warm things up, especially as we head into tomorrow and of course the weekend too. Temperatures will remain in the upper 80s through Friday. Desert community sunshine, mid-90s tomorrow, upper 70s up in the mountains with 60s at the coastline.
All right, Alex, thanks. Jury deliberations have wrapped up for the day in former President Donald Trump's New York trial. KCAL News reporter Michael George is at the Manhattan courthouse now with details.
Former President Donald Trump struck a pessimistic tone after jury deliberations in his criminal case got underway.
Mother Teresa could not beat those charges, but we'll see. We'll see how we do.
The presumptive Republican presidential nominee is facing 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. Prosecutors contend he tried to conceal a repayment to his former fixer Michael Cohen for $130,000 in hush money paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 presidential election.
That is the question at the heart of this. Were the business records falsified in order to try and unlawfully influence the election?
Trump has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing.
These charges are rigged. The whole thing is rigged.
Judge Juan Merchan began the day by issuing instructions to the jurors, saying the burden of proof never shifts from the people to the defendant. If the people fail to satisfy their burden of proof, you must find the defendant not guilty. And if the people satisfy their burden of proof, you must find the defendant guilty. After several hours of deliberations, the jury came back with a note asking for transcripts of testimony from Michael Cohen and the former publisher of the National Enquirer, David Pecker.
The jury's doing exactly what we want them to do. They're going through the evidence and they're trying to figure out whether or not there's enough here to convict.
This is one of 4 criminal cases Trump is facing, but most likely the only one that will wrap up before the presidential election in the fall. Michael George, KCAL News.
This has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. Thanks for joining us. I'm Juan Fernandez. We'll be back live at 4 here on CBS News Los Angeles.